In 2011, director Adam Rehmeier unleashed the bunny game onto an unsuspecting world. Even the opening scene was enough to blow audiences away. That controversial film has lived on and on for the last almost decade, and now he has followed it up with what I think may be his best movie yet. So let's discuss Dinner in America. Dinner in America is a modern take on a classic forbidden romance style movie that is a slice of life also mixed with a road movie. Our two protagonists are Patty and Simon. Patty still lives at home with her parents and her younger brother and works at a pet store, and Simon is an underground punk rock lead singer. This movie, to put it simply, is punk as fuck. Not to overpromise on this movie or anything, but this movie kind of has a little bit of everything. It has Leah Thompson, yes, that Leah Thompson from Back to the Future, trying to seduce a young 20-something. It has Pat Healy playing the classic straight-laced dad saying rock shows are bad news, who's also allergic to cigarettes in the most hilarious of ways. It has Mary Lynn Rajska playing a mother that is wanting to be interested in everything, but also kind of that classic bitchy, overbearing mom. But this movie goes a long way to show that it is punk through and through. You can tell that there is DIY indie filmmaking involved, but not in the way that the movie just looks awful. It actually looks really good, but even with certain subtleties like the color timing is even punk. And when you see it, you'll understand what I mean by that. The overall tone of the movie is one that a lot of people can relate to because it is a story about outcasts. Now, the Arrow video release of this movie is quite great. It does have a really good transfer of the movie. Due to the fact that this movie came out during the COVID-19 pandemic, the entirety of the extra features are all filmed over Zoom and are live Q&As for film festivals. Now, that does not take away from the rich information that they provide during these Q&As. They are quite good. This is a very well thought out release. Beyond that, the booklet in this release has a very good write-up by Michelle Swope, who is a staff writer at Dread Central. The booklet in the release goes into great detail on the different aspects of the outcast characteristics of our two main protagonists. Now, there are quite a lot of wild scenes in this movie, varying from dead cats, just a little warning there, but to somebody taking a Polaroid selfie of themselves while masturbating. It does fit quite nicely into the story, but this does have some scenes that could be quite jarring for some. The conversational beats in this movie are very reminiscent of Napoleon Dynamite, and they fit well with the tone of the film, considering how awkward the relationships are. The movie does great to show the way that the relationship is forming between our two main protagonists on not just a surface level, but on a deep personal level, even to the fact that they start creating music together. And the music is such a deeply held theme in this movie that it is so important when that is what lays down the ties between them. Overall, this release has seemingly gone quite under the radar. This was released by Arrow Video in the UK, but I can assure you that this is actually a region-free disc.
As you can see here, Dinner in America is still available to order from Arrow directly. You can order from Diabolic DVD and they will ship when they are in stock. Grindhouse Video has also carried them, but they are currently out of stock.
Now, unfortunately, I don't see this getting a US release anytime soon, but just like we feel at the end of this movie, it's too bad you have to go to prison to get a good dinner in America. Overall, I give this a solid 4 out of 5. I think it is worth everybody's time, but one of the most important things to finding a good movie is finding a good movie to pair it with for a great double feature. My double feature for this is another forbidden romance movie that will cleanse your palate, and I think this will go great with the movie Her. I think they both have some sensibilities that keep it grounded in a way, and Her is so clean and sterile compared to Dinner in America that it will give you two opposite ends of the spectrum where opposites will genuinely attract. And I think that those two films put together will give a great undertone to a fantastic evening. And as I always say, from one collector to all of you, have a good night.